What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. I'm here with my review for Season 3, Episode 3 of Black Lightning on the CW. And if you have not seen this episode yet, come on back, because it's going to be spoilers. Man, this show is getting good. I'm kind of still upset I don't have Ashley to talk here about it, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get through it, and I'm going to have a blast talking with y'all. Yo, we kick it off finding out that Painkiller is a goddamn beast. Like, the ASA has reprogrammed him to be a lethal assassin even more than what he was. He now knows 23 different martial arts forms, and even gets to the point where he quotes Pol Pot, who killed 25% of Cambodia. The computer was even like, boy, do you realize who the fuck you quoting? And I like it because it's beginning to show more and more that Khalil isn't Khalil. He's more of this assassin, but he's more into being this assassin. He loves this role he has of being this vindictive killer, and he gets it. And we go further, and when we come back, we see Jennifer is up at Anissa's crib and gets her the third degree for being up all night. And then Anissa's like, yo, why you sound like my daddy? And low-key, like, she hit her with hard, like, where you been? You can't call nobody? I dug that. I love the sisterly bond that China Ann McClain and Nafisa Williams always show in the show. If you ever get a chance to see them outside of the show when they are together, they are like real sisters. So that bond that you get from the two of them is pretty dope. I don't want to go side by side. We get to see this new kid, right? Shorty named Brandon, who comes to Garfield. Homie got this Troy Polamalu ass hair. And he just looking for Jennifer, and her and old girl sitting there going dibs. And like Jen trying to play like she not into him. But, you know, she going to get those vibes. You see what's going to happen, and eventually, probably down the line when Painkiller comes back, we'll see how that plays out. The virus that is happening to metahumans in the detention center, where it's kind of crazy because it killed King, and Henderson had to watch that. Like, I love the fact that Damon Gupton, who plays Chief Inspector Henderson, is getting more and more screen time now. We're really getting into the character more than we have in past seasons, and it's dope. And to see how this whole government takeover, if you will, of Freeland throughout the whole meta-human Markovian crisis is coming to be. This was the dopest thing that I think happened. One of the dopest things that happened this episode is when Agent O'Dell basically tells Jefferson, like, yo, we need you. You know what I'm saying? And I got a gift to show you how much we need you. He's like, what you talking about? It's a watch. He's like, man, add a little electricity to it. And he was like, okay, it works. He was like, yo, won't you add 10 volts? And he was like, man, it's going to fry this damn thing. He was like, see what happens. So the fact that Jefferson knows exactly how much electricity to give out 10 volts is so dope. And as we see the new suit materializes on him, I like this new way they're doing things, because first you have Supergirl, how that's her suit materializes when she snatches off her glasses. Now you have Jefferson with the watch, and the new suit looks so cool. Shouts out to my homie Cress Williams, who I know you are way happier in that suit than you were in the first generation version. Because, boy, he was talking about it took him sometimes a half an hour to an hour to put that other suit on when he had to be on set. And that suit looks like it's way easier. It looks sleeker. It has a feel to the classic Black Lightning design with the upgrades that you would get in the Arrowverse type shows. So I'm here for it. What was another thing? We got that. I'm going through my notes as well with y'all. Oh, you see a part where Anissa, as Blackbird, is being chased through the streets by the ASA. The helicopters are flying her, and Jamila is actually doing her clapback news reporting through her cell phone. Because I like the thing they do with that, too. How the news is captured 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's not just captured anymore with regular television cameras or even video cameras in which I use to make these videos and others. It's done through cell phones. News breaks through cell phones. And with your cell phone, you are able to deliver that information instantaneously. And so with her clapback news, it's like she's a journalist, but not of the traditional sense. And I like that we're seeing more of those. I like that we're seeing the fact that everyone doesn't have to do the old school way of things. We're adapting to the times, as all these TV shows do. You see the O'Dell with Tobias and the confrontation that he has, and he's trying to make a deal with him, like, yo, I'm gonna get you back in community, but you're gonna basically help me out with this Markovian war. And Tobias is like, nah, you better add some money, and that puts a whole lot of zeros and commas. And O'Dell was like, oh, I don't think you realize who you dealing with. Like, really? Opens the sunroof that produces 10 times the amount of UV rays that would be the equivalent in 10 minutes. Like it's a concentrated amount of UV rays, excuse me, and in 10 minutes would be about like sitting 1 hour at a beach. Now, Tobias is an albino, and their skin is very sensitive to sunlight. So to have that concentrated amount of UV rays is almost like introducing the sun to a vampire. You see how it burns his skin, it's causing boils and blisters and whatnot. And Dayle says the cruelest line ever. It was like, man, it sucks that you're not much more melanated. Like, ooh. Dayle is really, really cruel. We also see with, Jen giving Brandon, the Troy Polamalu kid, the tour to school. But when she gives him the tour to school, it's all the bad shit that's happened. Here's when my ex-boyfriend threw students over here. Here's when me and my sister was held by drug dealers. And Shorty like, yo, is this the tour you give everybody? Like, I feel like you don't want me here. She was like, no, this is everybody's. Which I kind of don't blame her. When you look at what Jennifer Pierce is dealing with, she has to be back in school. She wants to live a normal life, but she can't live a normal life because at that point in time, her parents are still under ASA protection, if you will. Her sister's going out being her own superhero. She can't have a life normally because of who she is. And so when she tries to, she still has the memory of Khalil on her heart. So I understand all this. I like the development and the character arc of Jennifer and Anissa. Both, because you even see later on Anissa runs into Grace again, which is so dope. Shouts out to Chantel, who's back on the show. And Anissa just openly professes a love. I'm in love with you. I want to be with you. I love, those things. And Grace is like, you don't want to be with me. I'm a shapeshifter. You don't know what I can do. And she's like, I love you in spite of. And that's that agape love that a lot of times you may have heard of, you may not. That's that unconditional love. Like, husbands and wives, people in relationships go through so much, and you see so many times where you hear about infidelity in relationships, and one person is willing to forgive the other no matter what because they have that unconditional love. They love them in spite of, because there's something deeper. They know they make mistakes. Now, when a person makes consistent mistakes, you stay with them, then you're stupid. But I think we all search for that type of love. I know personally I am, but my love life or lack thereof is a whole nother story. You see a lot of Agent Dayle in this episode, and you see how cruel, deceitful, and deceptive he can be. And I think one of the most deceptive parts you see is when he goes to the Pierce household. He's just sitting there when Jennifer comes home, and he tells her that the Markovians have killed Khalil's mother. And he gets her upset and enraged so much where he's able to recruit or use her to do his dirty work. He doesn't tell her. Of course, he's not going to tell her that I sent your boyfriend to kill his mama, because that's just absurd. But that's the level of diabolical, to the point where when you see the government agents who say they're doing for the betterment of country, where they're supposed to be the hero, they're more so the villain than anything else. They're just as bad as everybody else they're trying to stop. And to do that was bad. Now, granted, even though now, we saw Jen fly and destroy the thing, the base cabin, whatever it was, her dad flew right past us. It was like, oh, it's like that? And that was funny to me. Like, I don't think he paid attention, just flew right past her. You see Khalil go into a Markovian shop, and a Markovian facility, excuse me, and he just starts wrecking shop. I mean, he's shooting up everything, letting everybody having it. And his abilities are bananas now. But the thing is, he likes it too much. You start to see it so much in his face. I like where this show is going. I love, anybody knows me knows I'm a Black Lightning fan. I've been a fan of it since its inception, since the announcement of it. This show now has the full direction where we need it to go. It's going the Markovian route, which if you watch Young Justice, that's an amazing storyline. But also, along with the Markovian threat, you have the Crisis storyline that's about to happen. So much is integrated into one story, and it's not jumbled up. Now, I've heard some things that go on in the further episodes. I will not divulge them as of yet. You have to catch that on Mad Titan podcast. But I think this is going to be good. Now, again, it's hard. I think I've said this before. It's hard to single out each episode of the Arrowverse right now when everybody is really waiting for Crisis. That's the big thing. That's where everybody's trying to get to. Like, I'll deal with the rest of the season itself, later, but get me to December where all these heroes are coming together, and I think that's going to be a major thing, but we'll see. But I want to know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, so make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell so you know when I drop new videos. All right, I like to have y'all be a part of it. It's integrative, it's all real. I keep it hood and 100 and everything for y'all. All right, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. It's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Really, you should. Make sure you join my supervillain squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Listen, my Patreon is $5. If you say you love and support, all I ask is a $1 to $5 donation. Drop that, and I'm blessed. It does a lot. It's gotten me new cameras. It's getting me better equipment, everything to make everything I do bigger and better for you all, to give you all a better product. So I appreciate you all. I'll give you guys exclusive content, my wrestling matches, and so much more on there. Bingo. Check out the Mad Titan podcast everywhere you get your podcast listen on, because listen, I'm that dude that gets you caught up on everything that's happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes, right? I am also the only dude that is calling my podcast Barbershop Talk for Nerds, because that's what it is. We keep it real, we keep it raw, we keep it gutter, but we keep it honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to kiss anybody's asses. And I know people be like, well, Jay, you're friends with people on shows and people in the movies. I'm like, yeah, I am, but they respect my honesty because I know how to have an honest criticism. If I don't like something, I tell you why. I have a legit reason. I just don't go, oh, I don't like this shit. I don't do that. But I'll holler at you guys later. Take care. I'm out of here. Peace.